Hello there, Matthew J. Elliott here, taking time out from doing British things like correcting people's grammar and, well, that's it really, to congratulate you, the listener, for selecting the True Blue Riffcast. Yes, you could have picked any one of the thousands of RiffTrax themed podcasts on the web, but your perspicacity led you to seek out the number one RiffTrax podcast, and for that, you should be commended. Now, I'm going to turn you over to your hosts, Dave and Jeremy, and I shall board a flight back to England without even so much as the boxed lunch I'd been promised.
Thank you, Matthew J. Elliott. This is indeed the True Blue Riffcast, the number one RiffTrax podcast in the world. I am Jeremy, and I am joined, as always, by...
What's up? I'm Dave, and guess what? It's my birthday. Happy birthday to me, Dave. No, I'm just kidding. It's Jeremy's birthday
It's
today.
my birthday. I am...
Happy birthday, Jeremy.
Another year older. Another foot closer to the grave.
You're as old as Barack Obama and JFK were when they became president. So happy birthday, Mr. President.
And
I don't know. I've
done way less with my life. So Dave, how's it going?
Yeah.
Any fun mailing lists lately?
Oh no! I mean, well, mailing lists. I've just noted how many different AI girlfriend ads I get on Facebook, and I'm like, how did I get on the AI girlfriend mailing list? This doesn't make any sense.
I get a bunch of those on all of my mobile games now too.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Can send you NSFW pics. They made AI. It's like gross. No.
I don't need to see fake boobs, man. It doesn't interest me. Sorry.
I've seen the way you guys do hands. You think
That's a bad thought. That's a bad thought.
Yeah, you can have freak nipples or something. I don't know. Anyway, we're off to a great start on Jeremy's birthday. You had a great weekend. I know that.
I had a very busy weekend at work. So on Thursday, we had somebody come in and pay with a counterfeit $100 bill. That was a lot of fun. And it passed the counterfeit marker test. The reason for that was because it was a $10 bill that was bleached and then printed as a $100 bill. So
that's pretty clever.
It looked all right. If I would have just glanced at it and marked it, and I would have been like, all right, this is fine. Except when I took a closer look at
another
it.
Zero.
Yeah, just take a 10 and just add 0. No.
It doesn't work on the other side, though.
No, it just didn't have any of the right security features in it. And the ink rubbed off on the back with some hand sanitizer. I got a nice little thumbprint smudge on it. And so I got to call the police for that. And then on Friday, we had a person who had been trespassed from our theater come in, not once, but twice. And so I called the police both times. I don't know if they caught up with her the second time. After I followed her out of the building, through the parking lot, and almost across the street, until the 911 operator's like, "Stop following her."
Why was she? Well, I mean, I don't want you in trouble with your job, but maybe you can.
Oh, I can tell you exactly why. I can tell you exactly why she was trespassed.
Oh, all right. Okay,
this girl, she is known in our small little town, because she causes problems everywhere. Everybody calls her Bonnet Girl because she always has a bonnet on her head. She will go up to vehicles stopped at red lights and start pulling on the door handles and try and get in. She's been kicked out of almost every hotel in the area because she finds rooms that are open that she can go in and lock herself in. She's been banned from both Walmarts in the town for stealing. She's been banned from us because she comes in and she steals stuff and then she yells at us when we tell her, "Hey, you can't do that." So she has officially been banned and trespassed. And then on Friday night, I had the most fun I've ever had while being a manager at this movie theater. Our security guard was doing a perimeter check outside like he does every once in a while. And he saw these 4 guys coming from across the street from a grocery store parking lot. One of them had a gun. And so he came inside really fast, told us. We pulled up the security camera footage to see them walking up, approaching the building. They all had hoods up. They all had masks on. They were all carrying something.
They were masking.
And so I called the police, and long story short, they were pacing around back and forth in front of the building, very obviously waiting for somebody to come out of one of the movies. And
this is not a gang war.
Yeah, the police got their chopper up, got eyes on their truck because they went back to their vehicle after about 10 minutes of waiting. I think they may have seen the security guard watching them. And then they got in their truck and took off, but the police chopper was right there, and they actually got them pulled over before they even got too far away from the building. They were still on the same street. And turns out they were fake guns. It was a prank they were going to play on one of their friends who was in the last movie of the night. And, yeah. So they've been trespassed from the property. No. They were Lego with their fake guns painted to look real. I'm very not happy about that. But I'm sure there's something they could have charged them with for that. And then on Sunday...
Oh, there's more.
I had to call the cops again on another group of 4 people who, one of them, hi, honey, you're on.
Hi.
There's the missus. Everybody say hi to the missus.
Hi, Joy.
I'm looking for Ducky.
Okay.
Oh, no, I think Ducky's upstairs.
She took Ducky upstairs already. Sorry, she's looking for something for her 10-year-old that she needs to go to sleep. I had a group of 4 who went into a movie. 3 of them bought tickets. 1 of them did not. So my one of my crew supervisors went in there with security guard to get the one who didn't have a ticket out. One of the other kids started yelling at her in the movie. She threatened her physically. And then all 4 of them came out of the theater. And they came up and they started yelling and swearing at me. So I'd be like, all right, you guys can go. Bye. And they wanted their money back for their tickets. And I said, no, sorry, that ain't going to happen. And they decided they were going to just try and stand there and act tough. The guy started, like, reaching for his waistband repeatedly. And I had to call the police because they wouldn't leave. And then the police officer had the pleasure of dealing with their parent who was picking them up. And he was out there getting screamed at by her for about 10 minutes. And then he came in and he was just like, well, that was a whole lot of fun. So, yeah, it's easy to see where they got their actions from, like how they learned it.
That reminds me of a time at my old job over here at the place whose name I'm not going to mention, where part of my job was to go out in the middle of the night and get all the carts that day shift was too lazy to go get themselves.
So probably a lot.
Clear the parking lot. Yes, it was a ton. It took hours. It was awful. And people were wondering, well, why isn't the store getting clean? It's like, because I'm out here for 2.5 hours every. Anyway, but during the warm months, you have people just hanging out and causing trouble in the parking lot, and sometimes I'd kick people out of the parking lot. And one time, this kid was I was like, hey, you guys got to go. And some guy was just like, oh, you think you're a big shot? Like, bro, I don't care. Get out of here. He starts flashing me like gang symbols. I was like, dude, that doesn't mean a thing to me. Okay. And they all piles this very nice car that's clearly like not any of their cars. You know, it's like it's very clearly like their parents' car. And so they're like, I'm gonna go get my homies. Like, yeah, okay, go get your homies. You live in Harrisville, okay? It's like, see, even you can't take that seriously. You know, it's like, so
Fun.
full stop.
All right, let's move on to the weekend box office. It was another very slow weekend. Garfield movie took first place over from Furiosa.
That's kind of surprising.
If is in third place. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes down to fourth, and The Fall Guy still hanging on at fifth, even though that's like been available to watch at home for a couple weeks. Still made another almost a little over $4 million. Yeah, it is. They're not making movies that anybody cares to see yet. Like, I don't care about any of these movies. I saw The Fall Guy, and that was way better than I expected it to be. Like, I'm gonna go watch a movie tomorrow, but it's Scott Pilgrim. For like
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, for like the flashback cinema thing.
Okay.
And yeah,
all the way back in 2010.
Yeah, 14 years ago. But yeah, that's it. Nothing new. The weekend box office. Our summer's gonna be busy because we're gonna have Deadpool and Wolverine and
whatever garbage Jason Blum decides he wants to release this year.
Oh yeah, that'll go crazy. But yeah, that's it for the box office. Nothing too crazy there. And James Wan hasn't been up to anything interesting.
Oh god,
he just keeps asking AI questions about when is the world gonna die unless we fix it with our space elevators.
Let's do that with our space elevator. I thought you were about to say space lasers. Like, is that the direction you want this to go? Let's ask AI some questions. Will Jeremy win? Name that Jeremy tonight on the True Blue Riff Cat. No, don't screw me, autocorrect.
Yes, space elevators.
Okay, let's do it.
Rod would call it.
Browsing True Blue Riffcast. Low opening link for the winner of tonight's Name That Jeremy segment on the True Blue Riffcast has not been revealed yet, as it will be announced during their live broadcast on Twitch. You can follow the True Blue Riffcast on Twitch to catch live episodes to find out if Jeremy wins. Additionally, you can check out their previous episodes and updates on their website and podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, True Blue Riff Caps on Apple Podcasts. Let's ask more questions about our podcast live on the podcast. Okay. Tell me more.
It's good advertisement
about the True Blue Riff Cap. I'm definitely not stalling, so we don't have to talk about Hell of the Living Dead.
Well, we do still have Name That Jeremy to do, too, so.
Yeah, I was literally just asking AI about that. Oh, ChatGPT is going to tell me to F off. Yeah.
Womp womp.
It's fine.
Come on, learning language model, do your job.
All right, whatever.
Learning language? I don't remember.
The app crashed on me, so, Name That Jeremy.
Let's go.
All right, cool. So it is a head-to-head tonight. Not this bullcrap Jeremy pulled on me last week.
Hey, you did good.
I did okay. But it's a head-to-head. And I decided to do two of what I know are, Jeremy at least likes at least one of these riffs. I know. So tonight's matchup is Beaks.
Ooh.
And Psychotronic Man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Both of which I greatly
So-
enjoy, and I have not watched in quite a while.
See, I was about to say, when was the last time you remember watching Beaks or Psychotronic Man? Probably for this podcast 5 years ago. So, are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. This is an easy one. Okay. It's been 3 minutes since I smoked.
Psychotronic Man.
That is Psychotronic Man. Yes. That was fun. That's one of the more iconic Psychotronic Man riffs. These are all riffs, by the way. So you're 1 for 1. Ooh, look at me. I'm a pretty little autumn leaf.
Beaks.
That is Psychotronic Man.
Wow.
Okay.
I for some reason thought about the little girls in that the one scene.
Yeah.
From Beaks.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So just cram in there. It'll be great practice for when you all become professional clowns.
Beaks.
That is Beaks. So you are 2 for 3.
2 for 3. I can live with that.
So, the wall filth. Protect the beloved wall filth.
The wall filth?
Wall filth.
I'm going to say Psychotronic Man.
That is Beaks.
Ah, damn it.
So you're 2 for 4.
2 for 4. I need 2 more.
Cool.
I need these last two.
So, all right, so the next one is, you can't over and then keep overing.
You can't over... Oh. I'm going to say that's Psychotronic Man. It sounds like the cops in that movie.
That's Beaks. It's okay. It's all right.
Let me slink off into oblivion for failing.
You got one more. You got one more. You could at least get half.
All right, let's go.
You can at least get half. Okay. And the last one is, this is a very strange staging of the Barber of Seville.
That's got to be Psychotronic Man.
It is.
He was a barber. He was a haircutter. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his job.
So you are 3 for 6. The original plan was to do. You okay?
I died. Now I'm a zombie.
Oh,
now I'm a
okay.
bad Italian zombie.
The original plan was to do both versions of Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. Only take them from Thumbelina and Jack the Beanstalk. Here's the thing. It's impossible to get quotes from either one of those that could be from either, because literally any line or any riff will give away what it is. So it would actually be a lot easier than you think.
Yeah.
So
I guess now we have to talk about Virus, aka Hell of the Living Dead.
This is another one with the very strange. Oh my gosh! Someone just hit me. Yeah, this is another one of the very strange alternate title that doesn't make any sense. Like sometimes, I think the only one that has an alternate title that made more sense was Yam Bao. I can't remember what it was, but it's the only one that even made a little bit of sense. Lately, all of the ones that we've been doing that have alternate titles make no sense at all.
This one does actually have a third title. Called Zombie Creeping Flesh.
Oh, well, that would be some serious stolen valor from Zombie, a.k.a. I Eat Your Skin.
Yeah. That had more skin eating in it than...
Yeah. That was great. That wasn't that in our episode 0? I know we've talked about it.
We talked about it, and it was one of our favorites from that year.
Yeah. Underrated. That's a great riff.
It is an outstanding riff. This movie was made by the one and only Bruno Mattei, or Matai. I don't know how to
and
say
written
it.
by Claudio Fragasso.
Yeah. These guys, the same writer and director team, made one of my all-time favorite non-riffed Italian horror movie knockoffs, and that is Terminator 2: Shocking Dark, which got a release here in the States a couple years ago. I say a couple, but it's probably like 6 or 7 now.
It was 27. Jeremy.
Just under Shocking Dark.
It was 2017 when you and me watched that movie.
So 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
really
nuts.
enjoy that movie. It's so bonkers.
Yes, I know you do.
I
think that came out like the same, like we watched it the same day. Like I think like Omega Cop or something that RiffTrax released, and like all my memory of that day, because I get that confused with Omega Cop now, because I watched that instead of watching like Omega Cop, the one with I think Adam West in it or something. I don't know.
But Hell of the Living Dead, a.k.a. Virus, a.k.a. Crawling Zombie, whatever the hell it's called, is very not good. It is, yeah, Omega Cop, that was a good riff. What was the other one? Karate Cop or something?
Yeah, something weird. But Hell of the Living Dead is not that great. I didn't have a good time watching this. I watched it this morning. Well, okay, first let me tell you about my day. All right. Yesterday I got like the mother of all Uber reservations. It was $60, and it's for like 5:30 in the morning. But it was just like right up the road over here. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed nice and early, which means I didn't go to bed until like 11, because my cat kept whining. And Jeremy met my cat earlier. He kept whining at me for like food or treats, and I was like, little buddy, I have to go to bed. I have a very expensive reservation in the morning. So I finally fall asleep, wake up, it's like 3:40. And I'm like, oh, well, I better go do that reservation because it's at 5 o'clock or 5:40 or whenever it is, and just get ready for the day. Open the app and find out that they canceled on me while I was sleeping. And I was very I just like, you know what? I have this. I just got really mad, and I was just like, you know what? I have this proposal for this publisher for this book that they're probably not going to pay me to write. But
Is that the sci-fi one?
Done.
Fantasy. Sorry, yes.
Yeah. But it's I got that polished and I sent it off, and when I sent it off, I was like, they're not going to go for this. There's no way they're going to go for this. It's like I'm just like, well, and I haven't heard from them all day. So, and like usually like when I've been talking to them for like the past week, they're usually like respond like immediately. And when I finally give them what they've been asking for, suddenly they shut the hell up. And I'm like, well, that sucks. So I was like, well, let's watch Hell of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
So it's like I struck out for the whole day. It's like that was like strike 3. I'm going to bed. Oh, but no, I have to do the podcast at like 8. But yeah, it was trash. It was pretty bad. It was really bad.
If you haven't watched this one yet, but you've seen
My cat is
Rat's
not
Night of
angry.
Terror, then you know what to expect from this movie. Because yes,
can
the other
we
one was
expect-
about rats, and but it was still really gross. Had a lot of gross stuff.
Yeah, but here's the thing: in this, there's no gross sleeping bag humping. In this,
No, but there is some other stuff that's
what
pretty
is,
bad. We'll get there because it's not good.
Like, wow. Okay, guys, if you thought Butt Girl in Street Law was bad, with the zoom in right on her ass, boy, oh boy, you have
This
not
has-
seen anything yet.
This has so much worse stuff in it. Oh, but
man.
we'll try and save it for when we get there.
Yeah.
I did kind of check out at that part a little bit because of all of the goings on.
Well, I mean, I think when that happens, you're just like, you can't take the movie seriously anymore. Yeah. It's just like, okay, all right, what are we doing? Like, what am I doing with my life? Like, really, like this, really, Hell of the Living Dead. This is what you're. And it's other thing. Okay, we're getting ahead of it.
Yeah. So this movie starts off at a chemical research facility called Hope Center 1.
Oh, yeah. So, and what are they researching at Hope Center 1, Jeremy? What's the project name?
It is Project Sweet Death. Or
Project
Operation Sweet Death.
Operation Sweet Death. And it went wrong.
Go figure.
Yeah.
It went wrong because of a rat.
Sweet Death. Yeah, it's... I don't understand a lot of, like this director's, like, his over-reliance on rats as a horror element. Guys, they're really not that scary. I mean, sure, they're gross, and, you know, I wouldn't want them in my house, but I'm not afraid of them.
I don't think he probably used, he probably didn't use rats in Libido Mania, which he directed the year before this one.
I don't know, man.
At least I hope not.
Yes,
he's got quite the filmography. Bruno does. But so a rat ends up climbing under a guy's radiation hood after they have a lovely discussion about tits and ass. It's like
so you like man? Tits? You like tits? I'm an ass man myself. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
So,
people are scientists.
Yeah, the rat climbs up one of them and chews them to death. I don't know. Does he rip his neck open? I don't know. He just chews him to death. Yeah. And he falls and hits like a pipe or something, and it breaks. And there's a chemical leak, and now we got zombies.
Yeah, he's a zombie now because he got bit by a rat that was like chemically treated rat or something. I don't know. And so he's a zombie and he makes everybody else a zombie. And it's like The Stand. It just like,
yeah,
you know, it's like Captain Trips.
And then we, the whole movie takes place in New Guinea, which I didn't even know until I looked at the Wikipedia for this movie.
Dude, so much of this movie I didn't know until I even suggested we just read straight from the Wikipedia page because there's so much. Because I was reading like, is that what was going on? It's like, oh, we have Interpol commandos. They were Interpol commandos doing a hostage eco-terrorism.
That's the very next scene
at the U.S. Embassy in Spain. Is that where they were? Is that what was going on? Because it was fairly poorly communicated in the movie that that's what was happening.
I had no idea. It was related, though. It was related.
I thought they were time-traveling Union soldiers who had to come forth like, well, we need jobs, so we're like the A team now. That's
what they look like. I mean,
they do. They look like clean-shaven Union soldiers.
They had the right hair. They had the right kind of hats. But no, apparently these eco-terrorists were like, you need to close all of the Hope Centers because of the chemical testing that they're doing. And so they go in and, you know, they kind of take care of all the terrorists. There's one that comes out, he's like super like hippie guy. And he's like, hey, what's going on, man? And the guy's like, yeah, everything's good. And another guy like comes up behind him and like slashes his throat. It's very clearly ripping off the whole scene of the police tearing through the slums in Dawn of the Dead, where they're just going in and like murdering a bunch of people in this. I
will have to take your word for it.
That's one of my all-time favorite movies, the original Dawn of the Dead. So, a lot of the music from this movie was taken from Goblin, specifically stuff that they used on the soundtrack for Dawn of the Dead. So that was kind of weird hearing some of it. But they're then like, I don't even know where they're supposed to be because they go from this embassy and then there's corpses hanging in the what are those things called? The old timey torture things that they used to hang people in, like the cages until they died, and then they would just let their bodies rot there. Those things, but they're like made out of like sticks and like tied up with
It's like what Luigi and that psychopath in the new Super Mario Brothers movie were in.
Yeah, those.
I don't know what they're called.
I don't either. I have no idea what they're called. But there's a lot of like close-ups on dead bodies in there, and one of them makes a joke about defiling one of said bodies hanging in a cage.
Yeah,
that was the first really gross thing.
Yeah. It wasn't the last.
Oh no, far from the last, because the other stuff was a little grosser. We're gonna have to be careful to tiptoe around this, but they end up going to this like little tiny village, and the commandos meet up with like these journalists, and there's like a family, like a dad and a mom, and they have a little kid who's been bit on the stomach. And
and he's septic.
Yeah, that was really gross too. Now I will say that's the scene when the little boy dies and turns into a zombie. That was where my personal favorite riff from this whole thing came from, and that was a gibbet cage. Gibbet looks like a gibbet cage. Thanks, Mike. But he makes like a really angry face, and they're like, he just realized that Unicorse was Bluey's dad. And I laughed so hard. Like I clipped it, I tweeted it, I sent it to Dave, I think. I sent it to Josh Flowers, and I sent it to another friend. And I was like, Bluey has officially invaded RiffTrax. And what I want to know is which one of the writers has been watching Bluey. I need to know who it is.
Well, none of them have kids that would watch Bluey.
But there are a lot of adults that watch that show without kids. There are a lot of adults that do not have children that watch that show. It's very...
Is it like a My Little Pony thing?
Therapeutic? No. God, no. It's not like that. The show has like a lot of, I don't know. It touches on a lot of actually like deep subject matter. There's a whole episode about how the girl's aunt that they haven't seen for most of their life, who finally comes to the house, is infertile and can't have babies. They don't like come out and say it, but the mom's like, you know how you wanted this thing and you couldn't have it and you were really upset. And Bluey was like, yeah. And she was like, well, Aunt Brandy has something that she really wants and she can't have. And it shows the aunt, like, the other dog puppy is, like, running away. They're playing. And she, like, has her arms, like, stretched out toward the younger one and then, like, just has a sad look on her face. That's the kind of stuff that they deal with on this show. It's very much a children's show made for adults.
Like Rocky and Bullwinkle. I don't know.
Except a little less ridiculous than Rocky and Bullwinkle. Speaking of ridiculous,
the true Bluey cast, everybody.
Yes. Okay, so they get out of this little town. A couple of the people die. The zombie with the bloody face is in there. That's where the title came from. I fell asleep on a rhubarb pie. But we really need to get into this other crap because I want to get through it as fast as possible. They're trying to like drive through a jungle, and the journalist is like, "Hang on, you can't just charge in here with these trucks and your guns drawn. because the local tribe will destroy you, basically. And she's like, I need to make contact first, and I need to go alone. And she takes her shirt off.
She takes her. Okay, guys, look. I don't know what in the name of hell the writer thought, like, this woman to be like, you men stay back here. I need to go save the day. Takes her shirt off. Camera zooms in. Sorry, moms. Zooms in right on her tits. Like right there. Like, ha ha. Boom. And I'm just like, what? Why? Right. Okay. So then it cuts to her in like, in complete tribal like war paint on her face and her tits and like her basically her whole body. And she's wearing,
has a thong that's made out of like a vine or something.
Yeah, no, yeah, she's wearing like plant underwear. It's very odd. And she thinks that going into this sorry everybody, I'm about to get canceled here. This is what they say in the movie, going to this savage tribe.
Yeah, they're just like savage tribes. Okay.
The
really sad part about this is if you bring up the actress's IMDb page, that's the picture. It's her. It's her from like the shoulders up. But that's
show these people what we're talking about, Jeremy, if you would please.
I'm gonna try. I was trying to get this to work earlier.
Yeah, only she has her nips painted white, not covered white with pasties.
Thankfully,
or anything.
chat's kind of covering it a little bit on the video. But yeah, that's like, okay, one, why? Two, where the hell did the paint come from?
Yeah, no, that was one of my questions. Was like, where did they get all this paint? The thing is, like, she says I have to go alone, but as she's like walking in, they're right behind her in the truck.
Yeah, they do
and
stop.
It's like, well,
but
okay, so and she goes and she like meets like I guess like the leader, and the leader's wearing this
really
ridiculous, stupid prop on his head.
It kind of reminds me of the clay piñata. Except like worse. There's a great riff here that like you can make hideous masks without grass. ACI lied to us.
I lied to us.
There is some footage in this part that is shown of like a tribe like dancing and doing other things. That was actually taken from like a documentary about that tribe. And they spliced it in and then had other people dress up very similarly, and it was bad.
It's what the young people today call problematic.
Yes, it's very problematic. I felt icky watching it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was really gross. Most of this movie was pretty gross. So. Okay, can we talk about the zombies and just like how the zombies act, like just mainly like how they walk around, like this, like with their arms out, like completely stiff, like a child would.
Well, some of them did. A lot of them had their arms out like this, like to the side, and they were kind of like walking like this towards people. Yeah,
these were the worst directed. I don't know if you can really. They were definitely the worst zombies, but I don't know how much of it you can put on the actors. Because it seems to me, and I'll share a story. Back when I was in graphic design school, like about 12 years ago, it was 2012. I was in graphic design school, and the morons I was teaching at this for-profit college that I wasted all my GI Bill money on. He gave like, I'm a film guy. Like, he was making this zombie movie and be like, well, for extra credit in this movie, and like, I only ever got like one below A, and it was his class, and it was for the dumbest reasons because he didn't like my design. I did everything he asked me to do, but he just like didn't like some of my designs, and it's just like, well, I wouldn't have done it this way, and he marked me down to like a B, and I was like, you prick! I am paying you for grades. What do you think this school is? But he was an awful teacher. He'd be like, well, if anybody wants extra credit, come be extras in my zombie movies. So I was like, you know what?
So he purposely gave you guys lower grades to try and like bribe you into being extras in his movie for no pay, just for extra credit.
Maybe
that's what that feels like to me.
But I was just like, but it wasn't even like, I didn't go down there just, like I thought maybe I would like meet new people because like, I've been involved at that point in my life. I was involved in like indie film projects in Utah, and I don't do that anymore because I realized that it was a horrific mistake and they were all awful and that I was wasting my time.
Yeah. But
back then I was just like, oh sure, yeah, I'll come help you out because I support people in the Utah independent film community. Me, guys, don't ever get involved in an independent movie. You're just gonna end up on RiffTrax. They're gonna make fun of you, and if any of these movies ever with me in it as like just like trying to help out an acquaintance or a friend ever ends up on RiffTrax, and dang it, I deserve to get made fun of. But
I think that would be amazing, personally. Like,
yeah, I think so too. But so he didn't, and I suspect this is what happened in this movie. He didn't direct any of the extras. We were all just like cattle to him. Like the 100 or 200 extras that he was able to round up to be in this, that he didn't pay to be in this stupid zombie movie. I don't even remember what it was called.
Ah, dang it. I was going to ask if you remembered because I would have loved to try and find it.
I don't. But
you need to find it and find out his name, and we'll
his
find
name's
the movie.
His name's Mel something. I don't really remember. I just know that he's a piece of garbage.
You got to try and find it, Dave. We have a new quest. No.
But it was a horrible, miserable experience, and he didn't direct the extras. They were just like non-entities to him. And I
what did you say his name was?
His first name was like Mel. I think. I don't know if it's been released because that day we were doing like reshoots because he had to like recast the actor or something. I doubt it's on IMDb. Mel Novak? No.
Mel Novak. What's that Mel Novak?
But
so I found something called Filmed in Utah, a TV series.
Oh, and, no!
There's...
no, stop! No! We're not... Oh, God. Oh, God, you're looking at Warren Workman's thing. Oh, my God, we cannot talk about this. Did you find him?
I think I found the title, at least.
What's the title?
It looks like it's Serum X.
It's what?
That's Serum X. But I don't know if that's actually... I don't know if that's actually it. It was... Well, no, that was a short from 2011 directed by James Cawley.
Okay. What is the director's name? See, yeah, it's Mel... Like, you probably know more than I do. He was my teacher and I was in his movie.
This one is directed by somebody named James, so...
No, that's not him.
Okay. Okay.
All
Also,
right. Let's not try to find this movie, guys.
No,
Like
yeah.
seriously, let's not. Yeah.
I'm looking at the whole thing about the Bruno here, the director from
Okay.
from this movie. He died in 2007 when he was 75 years old. He did not die in the Pentagon. But he
I wasn't even going to say anything.
he did die. This is his genres that are listed for him: women in prison, zombie, cannibal, Nazi exploitation, and nunsploitation. I didn't even know that was a genre of movie.
I didn't either.
He died from a brain tumor, so that might explain a few things.
That's gonna. Well, I mean, that's what's gonna get a guy that age, other than cancer
or zombies. But yeah, the movie. Okay, so they go back. They're on their way back to the Hope Center because they're trying to figure out like how to stop this thing, and they go down a river, which is very obviously the ocean.
The ocean.
There's some amazing riffs about that.
Oh yes, and also about how they've never been on a Zodiac raft in their lives. Obviously,
yeah,
like elite commandos.
Watching them try to launch the boat was it was very interesting. They get get into the research facility.
General Grant would have been very disappointed in them in the Battle of Vicksburg.
Oh yes. They try to get in the facility. It's overrun by zombies. They find a recording that was made by the scientists from the beginning of the movie.
Yes, from Operation Sweet Death.
Yes, and Operation Sweet Death was the thing that they were doing, that they were trying to control the population in third world countries by forcing them to eat each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she's like, we need to...
There's a COVID joke here someplace. Just make it. Just make it on your own, everybody.
Yeah.
Whatever COVID joke you come up with is awesome.
And the reporter, who's still alive, even though her cameraman is not at this point, she's like, we have to get this news out to the world. They have to know what these people were doing. And then they get surrounded by zombies. And in one of my favorite badly done kills.
Yeah,
like the zombie really reaches in, rips her tongue out of her mouth.
Rips her tongue out, all Truth or Dare style.
Yeah, they make a joke about. He's like, I'm not saying I would wish this to happen to Bill Maher, but if it happened to Bill Maher, I wouldn't be upset. And A+ guys. And then they like reach in her mouth and like go up through the back of her mouth to her eyes and like pop her eyes out from the inside. It's very obviously fake. But
yeah, no, it's just like, and it was like so unnecessary too. Like
I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. If you want
to like this is typically how like zombie movies, and I'm just gonna say it. I don't like zombie movies. I think they're incredibly stupid.
I love
everyone
zombie
dies,
movies,
so
especially the bad ones.
It's like who gives a shit? You know, like Night of the Living Dead. They're all dead. Oh, that's another one for the fire, right?
There is a few movies where they don't have downer endings. A few zombie movies. The most notable one, of course, Shaun of the Dead, where they basically figure out how to control. They stop the zombies from being created more, and they can like kind of control the other zombies, and they can live a mostly normal life after that. So it doesn't have like the complete downer ending like 95% of the other zombie movies do.
but it's just like it's just they're not my thing. I know a lot of people like them. I don't get it. I know that there's a cheese factor involved with people like Jeremy, but like, and hey, if you like zombie movies, great. We can still be friends. I'm not going to judge you. Anything like that, not my thing. And I just think that it's just like I watch most of them, and I get to the end. It's just like, well, that was a waste of time. Yeah, like Mutant's different. Mutant is different, Oliver, because that is one of the best riff tracks ever.
Mutant
And it has
and
Wings Hauser and Bo Hopkins.
and Nightmare at
How
Noon.
dare you?
The riff
How
that
dare
shall
you
not
all.
be talked about.
Oh, you mean Nightmare at Noon? Oh my gosh!
Ah!
Ah!
Yeah, we don't need to
We
get into
still
that
need to
mess.
talk about
We
that.
already talked,
Yeah.
didn't we? I thought we did. I don't know. I'll have to
No,
look.
we didn't. No, but we need to talk about. Nah, it's not. It's not worth it. Yeah, you get on. Yeah, but
yeah,
anyway,
this,
and then
I
there's, like, a
really
whole
dug
extra
this
scene.
whole riff.
There's
Oh,
that
yeah,
whole
like an
extra
epilogue
scene,
almost.
which, like, okay, so it like there's like a newscast of like there are zombies, and like I don't believe there are zombies. I'm gonna go perv on my girlfriend, and he goes with his girlfriend, and they're like at a bar, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's leave this bar. So obviously they're gonna go bang. No, and she's like, okay, well, if I have sex with you now, you won't ever marry me. And he's like, bitch, I ain't ever gonna marry you.
That was
And for
literally
some
his line of
reason-
dialogue. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. They like see like some old man sitting on a bench nearby. And turns out she's gonna go flirt with the old man. or
Just to
something?
mess
I
with
don't
the
know.
guy, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and so she goes over, she's like, hi there, you're not a zombie, right? And turns out he's a zombie, and she dies, and then he dies, and then the movie's over. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's spreading throughout the world. It's left Papua New Guinea and is now.
Now, in
Everywhere.
America, I don't know where Papua New Guinea is. Is that in the Pacific?
Sure. I don't know my geography, guys.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where Papua New Guinea is.
Oliver,
Maybe
where
it's
is
in the
it?
Caribbean. Yes, Oliver.
Oliver
where's Papua
probably
New
knows
Guinea?
where it is. Oliver knows everything. He's our most knowledgeable listener, I think, overall, of the True Blue Riffcast.
The most obvious surprise since the ending of Werewolf. Yeah, well, that's true. I heard Count Dracula was up. Anyway, Jeremy, you like this riff? I didn't.
It's in Oceania.
Oceania. Oh, okay, one of those. So it's in the Pacific.
Yeah, it would take 1 day and 8 hours by plane for me to get there, according to Google.
Bet you'd go there if RiffTrax Live was there.
I'd never be able to afford a trip like that. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm
Yeah,
only a
but,
manager at a movie theater, Dave. I ain't rolling in the dough.
This wasn't one of my favorite movies to watch. Maybe it was because I was in such a bad mood and
That
because
could
it
be.
was zombies.
Question.
But
Did you like it
What?
better than the last two?
what were the last two?
The last two, we had Ember Days and Ouija Shark.
Ooh. Ember Days. I think I said this when we were talking about it. I think they should keep doing that kind of movie. Maybe choose ones that are just like a little bit more coherent and watchable. But I don't know. Maybe a tie. Ben, what was that last one? The one that we talked about last week?
Ouija Shark.
Ouija Shark. You know what? I think I like Ouija Shark more than this.
All right. You know what? I enjoyed this one, but I just think the pure WTF-ness of the last 10 minutes of Ouija Shark with Ghost Dad fighting the ghost shark in the sky, and then the whole thing Doctor with Strange, the White House and the president.
With Mr. President. Okay, let me ask
I think that
kind
of tops it for me a little bit.
Let me ask you this about Ouija Shark. So Ouija Shark was made like what, 2019?
It was made in 2017, but not released until 2020.
Okay, so if it were made, let's say it were made in 2023 and released this year, do you think maybe it would be Old Man Joe instead of Old Man Don?
Probably.
Do you think they would have done that even if it, like, you think it was, be like, and they would just, like, instead of being like, it's going to be huge, oh my gosh, but instead of being like,
it's ice cream?
Yeah. Our presidents are jokes.
Yeah. But I think that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason that they had that scene in the movie, because there's Canadians that made it, and just kind of pushing that point out, like, these people are jokes. All of our politicians are jokes.
Oh, I agree.
Hey, the True Blue politics cast.
Yes. We're gonna be on.
The one thing we
on AM radio. Well, I mean, like, okay, look. As long as I'm ripping on both people and I don't talk about like specific policy, hey, both these a-holes are jerks.
Yep.
Can't get mad at me.
I agree.
You don't know. Don't know what I think, and you never will.
Oh man, but yeah, Hell of the Living Dead. I enjoyed it. I really liked the riffs. It was gross though, and it not.
Yeah, it was really gross. Okay,
not because of the like the gore. That wasn't gross to me. It was all the other stuff. This movie, like I was telling Dave earlier, right before we started, this movie was bad, but not in the way I expected it to be bad.
Well, I mean, like, okay, look, when, like, maybe it's because I was just in a bad mood, like I said before, but, like, when she opened her shirt up and this is, like, zoomed in right on her freaking tits, and then we shows her in all the paint, and she got paint on her titties and her stupid underwear, it's like, come on.
That whole thing could have been cut out.
You just check out after that.
Yeah, I kind of, like, tuned out because it was, again, icky. It was just... I didn't feel good watching it at all.
And we're not saying that because we don't like ladies. I think we're probably saying that because we do like ladies.
Yeah. But going from the guy's filmography, it's kind of to be expected from him.
Yeah.
Especially when he makes a movie called Emmanuel in Porno World.
I don't even know, like, what does that even mean?
It can't be good. It can't be a good thing. Unless, okay, you're into that grossness, I guess.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know what it means, so I don't know what kind of grossness you're talking about.
Well, I know Emmanuel is, like, super porny movies to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
They used to be on like Cinemax and stuff a lot, I guess.
What is the prophecy of Emmanuel? I'm getting a lot of Bible stuff.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, I'm getting like Bible portals.
Redundant.
The prophecy of Emmanuel.
Yeah, 70s French adult movies. Well,
then I'm glad I got the Bible stuff instead of that.
Yeah, you'd be getting a whole different set of ads on Facebook.
Put on the whole armor of God, that kind of thing. Anyway, it's getting very strange. Maybe we should wrap up.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything else really to say about this movie. Fantastic. There were some really fantastic riffs in it. Not even just the bluey stuff, but just a lot of stuff that it's worth it to watch it once. So maybe I would say you could probably get this one on sale, or possibly wait till it's on Friends in like 8 months. But if you don't want to wait that long, get it when they have a sale going on. You know, it was good. It was entertaining.
We'll let you know when you need to buy something. I mean, you can buy this. Like, we won't hold it against you.
Yeah, I don't think even as somebody who likes these type of movies, like zombie movies in general, I don't feel like it's a must-have. It was entertaining.
It's not creating,
but it's not a must-have.
It's not creating Rem Lazar. It's not creating Rem Lazar.
No, this isn't something that is like an instant classic.
No.
Which I think we had a couple of those this year, but
Yeah, we've had a few of them this year. I think we're in a
kind of a Renaissance-ish area. Thank you again, Oliver. There won't be callbacks to this one. Very true, Mike. Very true.
Yes. Yeah. I have a feeling like it's not quite as like Who Gives an F as like what was that one with Jacob from Lost in it?
Oh, For Life or Death.
Yes, that. It's not quite on the Who Gives a Shit meter as that. But there's probably not going to be True Blue RiffTrax callbacks to Hell of the Living Dead.
Yeah. No, probably not. But it didn't feel like it dragged on to me. Like it didn't really have like a Copper Mountain thing going for it.
No.
Which is kind of, that's always a good thing. But that's it. That's it. Get it if you want.
All.
Get it if you want it. Really.
If you're a completist, yeah.
Yeah. But hey, if you like the podcast, you can do what ChatGPT says, and you can follow us on
I forgot
Twitch,
we did that.
where we're live. Whenever we do our show, usually on Tuesday nights, we'll have a special broadcast live from Minneapolis, or I will anyway. Probably right before the live show opens its doors. Just talking to random people in line. Some people that a lot of the fan base knows, hopefully. You get a notification every time we're live. If you want to support us financially, you can do so through Twitch, or you can go to patreon.com/TrueBlueRiffcast. Or if you're really feeling generous, and since it's my birthday, my PayPal is at PB and Awesome. There you go. You can follow the Riffcast on Twitter at TV Riffcast. I knew I could get Dave with that one.
ChatGPT has let us down because it says, I asked them, I said the live podcast is over, which it is, and I lied. Did Jeremy win? Name that Jeremy. And it says, finish round. It's like, Jeremy did win, name that Jeremy. I was like, ha! He did not. Segment on the True Blue Riffcast tonight. The announcement was made during their live broadcast on Twitch, which you can follow for future episodes and updates.
At least I got that part right.
Yeah. Oh, it has notes. Like, what are the notes? Tune in, True Blue Riffcast. I don't even know what that is. TuneIn.com.
Oh, TuneIn Radio. That's one of the websites where you can listen to our podcast.
And there's TrueBlueRiffcast.com, which I don't think has been updated in like 2 years.
It hasn't been that long, but yeah, it's behind.
It's almost as bad. It's almost as bad as the Riff Wiki. Don't worry about it. And I'm Dave. You can check me out on Amazon and Audible, and follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at DChadwickAuthor.
And that's going to do it, folks. Next week is going to be RiffTrax, the game, community game night. Dave will be occupied doing something important with the guy behind the person on his shirt there.
Yes, I will. Well, this is Flux Namtari. He's one of the characters on our good friend Rick Wolf's Twitch show, Robot Co-op. He and I will be doing a very important thing related to the Monkey audiobook at this time next week. So Jeremy is going to be hosting RiffTrax, the game. We decided that would be a good night to do it.
So we'll see you guys next week for that, and then the week after that for the next episode of the True Blue Riffcast.
Rock till you die.